Hello, everybody. This is Frankie from Vibrant Center for Voice and Movement, and I'm here to offer you a short lesson on something that a private client of mine has called loving structure. And I love that title so much. I told her I was going to steal it. One of the things that comes up with a lot of my clients, whether they are actors or professionals working in other settings, is an all or nothing mindset. It seems to be fairly human across the board to get into a mindset of getting overwhelmed and then going, okay, the rest of the day is going to be canceled, or I can't handle anything else today, or something not going well, and then going, all right, well, the rest of the day is going to be a complete washout. And rather than think of something in large patterns like that, what I want to offer is that in that moment, that may be some really important information that your body's giving you. I'm overwhelmed. I really don't have the energy for anything more today. And that can absolutely be true in the moment. And it's important to honor if you have really hit overwhelm or fatigue to be able to scale back for the rest of the day. But here is something that you can do to break things down into a little bit more manageable pieces. Find something that you can do for 5 minutes. So instead of saying, okay, that's it for the rest of the day, I need to go lie down for the rest of the day, go lie down for 5 minutes. Go lie down on the floor and breathe, or meditate, or massage your shoulders and your neck for 5 minutes, or massage your feet. There's lots of great videos in this group with activities that you can do for 5 minutes. And see if I'd set a timer and see if that's actually enough for your body to reset, that you can then show up for something that matters for you. It's really important to be able to honor your fatigue or honor overwhelm when it shows up. Sometimes, though, what's happening is you're starting to approach threshold, or you've gone through threshold, and your nervous system needs to rebalance itself, but it doesn't necessarily need the whole day to be able to do that. What I would love for you to do is actually find these ways to build resets into your day before you hit overwhelm, right? There's lots of things that we do. It's like the saying, if you're thirsty, that's a sign you're already dehydrated. So you want to be ensuring that you never actually get to the point of feeling thirsty, that you are hydrating yourself throughout the day regularly. And some people will set schedules or draw lines on their water bottles, things like that. Why should this be any different? So, for example, you might have 3 Zoom meetings today. And what I would love for you to do is actually take 10 minutes, carve out 10 minutes in advance of that each meeting, and find something that you can do for 5 minutes. And then you'll have time for transition. And then you'll also have time to log on to that call so that you are early or on time. So, for example, you have time to go make tea and stand and look out the window for a few minutes. You have time to do a dance party for a few minutes. You have time to go play with or cuddle your pet. And really make this a conscious self-care moment. This may sound like nice to have, but really what you're doing is so essential. And it's something that I know for myself, for teaching, I have to look at how I show up and how authentic I am. And it's silly if I'm teaching people to do things that I'm not doing for myself. It also changes my voice, and it changes the speed at which I talk. That if I'm really, really wound up and I haven't really had time to reset and I might actually be talking really, really fast at somebody, as opposed to taking my time to find my words and to let my brain catch up. I even see videos and I can see that happening where I start out and I'm having a little bit of trouble linking my words together because I'm actually not really fully present. And then over the course of the video, I can see where I start to relax, and then my brain's able to catch up and I'm able to be fully there. So that became a lesson for me, that while I was taking time to orient myself and center myself before clients, I wasn't necessarily doing that before videos, because I'd be setting up lighting and doing all of these things and then trying to squeeze in a video before another lesson. And that was actually having an impact on the quality of these free sessions that I'm leading, and I don't want that to happen. So what I'd love for you to do is either the morning of your day, take some time, or the night before, take some time and look at your schedule. Look at the things that are concrete, like meetings or callbacks, classes, things like that. And then look for spaces. And instead of thinking, okay, this meeting starts at 11, really the place you need to carve out time is a little bit before and a little bit after. Everything from making sure that you have got some water and you have time to go to the bathroom and you have time to log on to your call, but then also you have time to do something that lets your brain disconnect for a little while and lets your nervous system catch up and recenter yourself. Then you can look at the things that need to be done but don't have a set schedule. So for example, I have to make sure I make time to go take out my trash for collection tomorrow morning. I have to go around the house and collect trash. I can do that really at any time before trash collection tomorrow, but I definitely am going to look for some specific times when it's still daylight out, for example, and I'm not so tired that I end up forgetting it. So that's something that I can put into my schedule that has more flexibility. And then taking time to ensure that I have a bit of a night schedule, because especially when so much of our lives is about screens, it can feel like one thing bleeds into the next. There may be no separation between work and leisure and then progressing into sleep. And so then you need to find that loving structure for yourself. Another thing that this client said that I really love is talking about perception of weakness, right? That if the feeling of overwhelm seems to be really easy, maybe it's just a sign of you needing to push through. Because come on, we're all adults, right? We have things we have to do, and boo hoo hoo my feelings, right? But what's actually true is that when we push through our thresholds, what that actually does is it lowers your threshold. So if your desire is to raise your threshold and build greater tolerance, what you need to do is be able to respect the threshold and be able to live here instead of looking for intensity. What can happen is we almost want to, it can be possible to condition yourself to look or want that intensity, because then your body hits overwhelm and then rests. What we need to do is be able to build the skill of finding rest and replenishment without hitting and pushing through that threshold. It's so vital in the long run. Stress is a sprint. Fight, flight, freeze, fawn, those reactions are designed for short term, right? Because in the wild, you either got away from the bear or you died. Either way, your problem is over. It was a very short-term period of terror and survival. And then letting that go, coming back to community, coming back to the present, and being able to progress with your daily life. With the way that our stresses are now, few of us are running from bears, but we're dealing with financial stresses, COVID, algorithms on the internet, people that bother us, politicians. And so it feels like there are bears all the time. Stress is not an endurance reaction. Stress is a sprint. And so if you start to live in a stress response for days, for weeks, for months, for years, that really takes a toll. It impacts your health in many, many ways. It also causes parts of your brain to get larger and parts of your brain to shrink. It impacts your memory. And also, you're using your energy on things that are not serving you. right? So, how are you using your energy on the things that matter to you compared to other things that are not so useful? That's something that's worth having a thought about. But today, let's just focus in on you making a list of things that are useful to you as a reset. Lying on the floor, taking a breath, having a dance party, hugging your partner who's also working in the house, playing with a pet, going for a short walk, or just walking to the end of your driveway to check for mail, making tea, looking out the window, massaging your feet, massaging your neck and shoulders, a whole host of things that I offer in these videos. Um, Doing something maybe that applies to your building your skills or your training, something you could circle back that's familiar. But most important is it's restful. It's a way to reset. It's a way to contact your body and notice the sensations that are there. And it might even be something as simple as sitting with your breath. Don't let the "I don't have time, I'm too busy" brain hijack your ability to care for yourself and your ability to show up authentically for what matters. Give yourself some loving kindness. And I would love to hear your strategies. So, what's something that you put into place as a loving kindness reset for yourself? Comment below this video. I would love to hear it because I'm always looking for more ideas and more suggestions for myself and for others as well. And I know that other people in this group will find your suggestions incredibly useful. So that's enough for me today. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.